Welcome to your Move in May series. Today is a band workout. I recommend having a medium resistance, but you could also try a strong or heavy resistance as well. So let's get started. So to begin, we're going to place the band across our wrists on our hands here and extend the arms straight out and start to engage the band so you have resistance pulling through the band the entire time. So we want to engage the band, find resistance, and then with a nice big inhale, start to reach the arms up overhead, and you can stretch, reaching behind the ears, and then we'll have an exhale to release them down in front of you. So remember to keep the tension through the band as you go. Find that nice extension of the shoulders up overhead, and then breathe with the movement. So a nice one here to start to get the shoulders warmed up, work on the mobility of your overhead movement, and just try to pay attention to how much you are engaging the neck or the upper trap. So as you lift up here, try to still draw the arms and shoulders down your back instead of letting the neck or shoulders lift upward. All right, and we'll just carry this on. Good. See if you can get one more in there. And now you can bring the band on down, hold through the thumbs and the fingertips, and then you're going to just start to pull it apart. And as you pull apart, draw it in towards your chest, so you roll the shoulders back and squeeze the shoulder blades. So get this nice big full movement open, then we'll release the arms, and then nice big exhale, pull apart, draw in, squeeze. So another one to fire the shoulders up. And let's pay attention to the neck once again. Releasing the shoulders down. So when you're pulling, you're trying not to go up and elevated. You stay down and pull into your chest. So again, really engage the weight. If you're doing it right, keeping tension the whole time, you should feel that little bit of a burn feeling through the back of the shoulders and a bit on top of them as well. All right. And then we'll go for one more here. And then we'll come to stand on the band. So basically you're just going to loop it on the top of the feet. So that's over top of your toes or above the ball of your foot. And you want to keep your feet flexed when we're doing this one here. So ground down through one side, flex the toes up, and then you're going to lift your knee as high as you can of the one side. Again, keep the toes flexed up, and then we'll tap this foot back down. So we're going to keep on lifting through the same leg, and we're going to do this here for time. So just keep repeating up and down. Try to squeeze the standing leg, squeeze the glute of the standing leg, and then we'll just keep repeating the same side. Now feel a little bit of engagement through the core, but really get the pinch of the front of your hip crease. So squeeze and pinch in there. And then we'll go ahead and switch sides here. So release the foot that's moving, find your grounding again there, and now we'll lift up other knee, again as you're flexing the toes. So tap the toes, flex again. Squeeze the glute of the standing leg and feel the pinch of that lifting leg. All right, just about there with this one. Okay, so now we're going to alternate that. So you're going to keep lifting the leg, but switching feet. And as we do, so you're going to lift, you're actually going to try to crunch to the opposite knee. So bring your elbow across. So keep your hands behind your head, twist and crunch, and then keep alternating. So you don't have to go super low with the crunch. We're just getting a rotation through the torso. So up, come across. So you're still keeping the same movement of lifting the leg up. But you're also getting that draw in of the abdomen and rotation through the spine. You can look at speed here, but I'd rather you look at trying to get good engagement, lift through the knee, and really feel the abdomen crunch as you twist. Just about there. For 3, 2, and 1. Now keep the band on your feet. Keep the tension on the band at all times. And what we're going to do is just take a step to the right and then step with the left and then repeat that. So left, right, right, left. So just taking 2 steps every time. So side in, side in. Tension the whole time. Now we're starting to get the outer bits of the hip here after we just got some of the hip flexors and core. So again, side, step, side. All right. After this one, then go ahead and relax there. We're gonna come down onto the ground. So you're gonna slide the band across the ankles. So you can either do that now or once you get to the floor. And then we're gonna come to a seat. So from our seated position, you can use the hands to rest on the ground and just sit up as tall as you can. What we're gonna try to do is lift one leg at a time, straight up, and then release. So without a band, this can be challenging enough already. But we're gonna see if we can lift and come into the band and release. And then just keep repeating that same side over and over. And if you lean back here, you're gonna find it's much easier, but we're gonna try to find where you're sitting upright and you can prop yourself up to keep repeating this movement. So try not to roll back as best as you can. We'll do this for 3, 2, and 1, and then now other side. You may have felt a cramp, or you might be getting a cramp. If you can keep working through the cramp, do. If you need to release your leg down to let it release, go right ahead. You'll find that this one tends to get to a cramp feeling quickly. Just about there. For 3, 2, and 1. Now we'll keep the band across the ankles, and then you're gonna lie down on your side. So from the side position, you can either just rest in your forearm or kind of cradle your head in your arm. But you're gonna take your top leg here and lift until you find tension. We wanna make sure the hip is rolled forward. Keep it rolled forward, and then we're just going to lift until you can't go any higher, but then come back to that middle level of resistance here. So we'll get ready to lift, and again, we'll go for time. So lift, control. So try not to roll the hip open. You're keeping the hip pointed forward. Good, keep the top hip over. Again, avoiding the rolled back. You should feel a little bit of a burn here. You'll be there in 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. I'm gonna roll to the other side. Do the same thing but other leg. So get the top hip forward. Gonna keep the hip rolled forward. Tension first, and then ready, and go ahead and lift. And again, keep the tension the entire time. Almost there again. For 3, 2, and 1. All right, then we're gonna roll all the way onto your back. And you want the band to come again across the tops of your feet, kind of across the above the toes. And we're gonna lie all the way back with our feet lifted, shins parallel to the floor. So pull in through your core, press your low belly or low back to the floor so your low belly is drawing in. Now we're gonna extend one leg straight out and then try to let it hover and get close to the floor and then draw back. So as you do that, we're gonna keep repeating the same leg. The other knee needs to stay bent the entire time and stationary. So you're trying to extend that moving leg, the top leg, all the way straight and down while the other knee stays bent and in control. So do this one with control, nice and slow. Feel the core. Push the low back down. And we'll go here just a little bit longer for 3, 2, and 1, and then go ahead and switch sides. Each time you come back, just try to reassess if you're drawing in and pressing down through the abdomen. Good core control. Again, we'll be there in 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna remove the band from the feet, flip over onto your stomach, and you're gonna bring the band across to the wrists once again. So we're onto the stomach. The arms are reaching overhead like we began with, except this time now we're gonna pull the band apart as you lift the entire body into Superman and drop back down, okay? So again, we'll go for time, ready, and begin. So extend, pull, reach, and then release. All right, if this is day 1 for this band workout, we'll be done after this exercise. Otherwise, if we're on to round 2, just wait. We'll be adding a little bit more. Almost there. All right, for 3, 2, and 1. All right, so we're gonna add on by coming back onto our back. So we have one more exercise here, and then we'll flip back around one more time to the Supermans. So we're gonna come back. This time, feet are straight to begin, or legs are straight to begin. You're gonna push one heel down. Again, keep those feet flexed, and then drive one knee up and in to your chest, and then release. So we want that control by pulling, catching, and then releasing. Okay, ready, set, and go. So pull and control. You want to feel the pinch, the hip crease, the control of the core here by drawing down and in. Exhale as you pull. You're really pushing down through the other leg, the heel of the other leg. There we go. 3, 2, and 1. We'll switch sides again. So other leg pulls in, ready, and begin. Almost there again for 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're coming up, and we're gonna flip back over, and we'll go one more time onto Superman. So this is all you have to do for this one. So we're on the wrists again. Come onto the belly. Final exercise. All right, ready, set, and begin. So again, pull apart and lift up. Looks like we're very close to being done. Ready for 3, 2, and 1. All done. All right, that is all for your band workout today. See you tomorrow.